Madden 23 is still 2 months away, but it's not stopping me from talking about new features, new details in Ultimate Team. It just went live within the beta, so we were able to get a quick glance at some new programs, some new abilities, some new features within Ultimate Team this year that I can share with you. 10 new features / details that we're going to be seeing in Madden 23 Ultimate Team. Of course, these details are from the beta, so it is subject to change. I don't know if EA is going to tinker with some things before release, as well as the background of this video is going to be a competitive weekly gameplay from this past weekend versus actually my good friend Leo. Very good game, comes all the way down to the last snap, so if you guys enjoy that, let's hop right into it. First up, we have the ability to see sets within your binder. So the whole new binder kind of just management screen is completely different. There's basically 3 separate tabs in the binder. We're going to get into the third option a little bit later in this video, but the first one, of course, is just your binder, your items. But the second one, if you just press RB within your binder, you will go to set. So it's kind of just all in one area of Madden. There still is sets, like it's still under your binder, but it just takes you right into your binder again. So it's pretty cool. Kind of just makes to where it's a more easier way to get into sets. Takes less time to go from your binder to sets, back to your binder, stuff like that. Next up is a new wide receiver archetype for Ultimate Team for Madden in general. I don't know exactly what it is replacing. I've heard it's deep threat, but for now, I don't know. It is called Playmaker. It's actually on Tyreek Hill and Chris Godwin. At least those are cards that I got in my starter pack, and it's under, well, it's for those 2 players, Tyreek Hill, Chris Godwin. I don't know exactly what it like makes it to where it's discounted AP wise. I don't know if it's replacing like route runner, deep threat, all those sort of things, but it's a new archetype, which is pretty important, how considering archetypes kind of build your team within Ultimate Team every single year when it comes to AP and stuff like that. So a new ability, new archetype, wide receiver. It's called Playmaker. This next one is pretty big. The first promo we think is going to be coming to Madden 23 Ultimate Team. It is called Headliners, the 2 champions of the promo. Kind of, it's in more of a comparison to the Superstar promo we've gotten in the past few years, the first promo of the year. There are like built-on abilities for these players. The first champion is going to be Joe Mixon, 89 overall. His built-on ability is backfield mismatch, and the second one is L'Jarius Sneed. I don't know exactly what his built-on ability is, but those are 2 champions. There are also some lower overall cards, some 82s, and the 86s include Carson Wentz, Kwity Paye, Divine Diablo, who is also a right outside linebacker in this game, but pretty cool for the first promo. I'm surprised we've actually been able to see this within the beta, but headliner promo, there's probably gonna be 2 parts of it, I would assume, just like Superstars, but the first part looks to be headlined by L'Jarius Sneed and Joe Mixon, 2 very good players in my opinion. Next up, we're gonna be talking about XP within promos. I'm gonna tie it in to another game, MLB The Show. If you guys understand their first inning, second inning, third inning programs we see every year in MLB The Show, you kind of earn XP throughout just playing every mode of MLB, and it sort of is a own level system within MLB where you kind of earn rewards as you gain more XP. Now, how does that tie into Madden? Well, I was playing solo challenges in the beta. I know I was playing solos. I was seeing like how, there isn't a lot to do in the beta, but when it came to the solos, they actually had the headliner solos in the game. And when you actually go to the milestones, you don't get cards anymore. It said headliner XP. So what I can assume, and of course this might be completely wrong, but I think we're going to get XP reward paths, within each promo of Madden 23. So you can see like a headliners promo XP path where you eventually get cards like you would get in solo challenges, but it could be a way where you can earn XP kind of throughout all games within Ultimate Team. I don't know how that's going to work, but it is a lot different than what we've seen in past Maddens. Coming in at number 5 is going to be halftime adjustments. It was a brand new feature in Madden 22 Ultimate Team that pretty much got removed after the first month because it was heavily broken. There was a lot of ways to exploit it. I think there was like a desync glitch within the halftime adjustments of 22. For 23, they're back, and it really, if it works as intended, it could be a game changer within Ultimate Team. I mean, how many times have you played, let's say you go into the game, you play a runner, and you don't have really any like run stuff abilities on halftime, right? You change the run stuffing abilities, and well, the run game is going to be non-existent for your opponent. Or just for example, hey, you get up by 2 scores going to halftime with the ball, and you throw on a lot of offensive line abilities, and you look to pound the rock, chew some clock a bit more. It opens up a can of worms when it comes to abilities and kind of just strategy within Ultimate Team. Hopefully it actually works as intended this year, but halftime adjustments are back. For how long? We don't know. This next detail within the beta is small, but I did want to include it. You can now filter by overall within your binder. It's not a thing in 22. It's never been a thing. It's a small detail, but it kind of just helps when it comes to sorting in your binder, like seeing how many cards you have maybe for a set. You can filter by overall now. You were not able to do this before. Filtering my overall, I know it's a small thing, but I had to put in the video. I alluded to this earlier, but that third and final feature within the binder, you have your binder, of course, you have your sets. The third one is going to be the auction house. You can fully view the full auction house within your binder. You just press RB instead of once going to sets, you press it twice, well, R1 on PlayStation, and you have the full auction house at your hands in the binder. You have the full programs, the full filters, and everything. I don't know how exactly going to work, because with sets, like I said, when you click on sets within the menus where it is exactly, it just takes you back to your binder. Now, the auction house currently is not working within beta. You can't list cards, you can't buy cards. I can only assume that if you click on the auction house in the menus, it's probably just going to take you back to your binders. And as a menu streamer, as I would say a menu grinder like myself, this only just makes it easier, and you spend less time kind of just filtering throughout the menus and clicking A, so many different sets, so many different auction houses. It takes so long, and this just makes it, cuts the time wasted in menus. Happy to see this. It's a good feature in Madden 23. Coming in at number 8 is going to be something I have not seen talked about within social media, within the Madden 22 or Madden Ultimate Team community, on YouTube, on Twitter, anywhere. It is called field passes. Now, I don't exactly know what field passes are. It's something you can see if you go to seasons within Ultimate Team. You kind of click. It's sort of near like the objectives. It's like something to do with objectives. But in terms of the actual description of it within Ultimate Team, coming to Madden 23 field pass, when the game launches, check out these passes to earn powerful players for your Ultimate Team. And it actually like shows up if you click on the field passes kind of just graphic. It takes you to sort of like an area where you would click on like a bar and it says max MUT level 1 or something. It seems like we're going to be getting like a new objective. I don't know exactly what it is, but it sounds something along the lines of new objectives within like Ultimate Team. I don't know exactly how it's going to work. But in Ultimate Team, at least in the beta, they seem to be featuring it a lot like around the menu. So I think it's going to have something really big to do. I don't know exactly if it's just level, like level. Because there is level. There's still MUT level. There's still power-ups. There's still MUT points. There's still all that. There's still training. I don't know if exactly it has to do with levels, but it's something new. They're advertising it kind of all out in the solos and the menus, field passes, grind XP. It's like, it says field passes and objectives. So I don't know exactly what it is, but it's going to be something big. Hopefully we're going to get some new info and some just, news over the coming weeks as we head into 23. And for the last 2 new details, we're just going to be going through some new offensive, defensive abilities. Offense is going to be number 9. Defense is going to be number 10. But coming in number 9, we have 3 new offensive abilities. The first one being high point deadeye, perfect pass accuracy on high throws under 20 yards, and low pass deadeye is actually, or low point deadeye is what it's called. It's not in the beta. It's not like an available ability for Tom Brady, the quarterback that I have, but I do know low point deadeye is a thing because Josh Allen has it on his regs version of his players if you go to play with the Bills, which is just low passes, perfect accuracy under 20 yards. And the third one is going to be goal line back, stronger run blocking within 5 yards in the end zone. I think this is going to be heavily utilized by not only runners but passers as well. Passing is just generally harder in Madden 23. Or I say Madden 22, Madden 23. Passing in general is harder in Madden 23. The red zone, we already know, is pretty difficult in Madden 22. You can only imagine it in Madden 23. You're going to see a lot more run-focused offenses in the red zone, especially the goal line. I think this ability is going to be used by a lot of a lot of pro players in Madden 23. And then for the defensive abilities, the last new feature detail within 23, we've got 2 new kind of zone or man-to-man abilities: inside shade, faster reactions on receivers' cuts inside the numbers, and outside shade, faster reactions to receiver cuts outside the numbers. I think something has to do with one step ahead, but only working on, of course, cuts. Like one step ahead is just all cuts everywhere. Outside shade, inside shade is just simply like outside the numbers, inside the numbers. And the last one is going to be called lumberjack cut stick. So you kind of that animation where you flick the right stick down on the Xbox, or right stick, of course, on the PlayStation, and you kind of get that just exact lumberjack. Like you cut their knees and they just kind of instantly go down. It's actually a very OP animation when it comes to tackling. Kind of just kills the runner instantly in their tracks. They don't fall forward or anything. Cut sticks guarantee tackles and add a fumble chance. The big thing with cut sticks, or cut, I'm going to call it cut hit sticks, right? Hit sticks, when you flicked up, you always had the chance to force a fumble. But if you went for the low hit stick, you pretty much, if you got the cut hit stick animation, there was no added chance. I'm pretty sure there's like no fumble chance because the animation had no ability to force fumble, but it was good because it stopped the runner in their tracks. Now, if you add this ability, you can add fumbles to that hit stick. I don't know if this will be used a lot because hit sticks really have been nerfed ever since Madden 20, but it's something to keep your eye on. Lumberjack, and it's on mostly defensive backs and safeties. But that is going to be all for this Madden 23 Ultimate Team beta Madden 23 video. If I see any other news, like any other new features within Ultimate Team in the beta, I don't know how much they're going to update it. We've only have the beta, I think, for another week. So I don't know if we're going to get too much new stuff within Ultimate Team, but it was kind of cool to see, you know, the menus, kind of some new features. I wish they added like the ability to buy packs, and there's a lot of, it's kind of annoying right now within your team in your binder. One, you can only have the playbook you have kind of set as your favorite team, and I'm Chargers because that's what I was using in the beta. So I have the Chargers playbook, which I don't really like, as well as the quarterbacks I have, Tom Brady, Dak Prescott. None of them get past lead elite or set feet lead, so I'm stuck throwing noodle arm basically. I don't even want to play Ultimate Team. I'd rather just go back to Rigs, play with Justin Herbert, Aaron Rodgers, or some other quarterbacks with past lead elite or set feet lead. So hopefully they get that fixed in the next few days. I actually want to hop in and play like the Ultimate Team beta aspect of the game. But that's me all for this video. If you have any comments, I mean, there's not too much more to talk about. It's a very bare bones mode within the beta right now. But comment if you have any questions. Comment if you have any, not ideas, but details that you found within the beta that you would like to share. Like if you enjoyed this video, subscribe if you're new, and until next time, peace.